Alright, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Kevin back here once again. I'm here to give you guys an update on what to expect as we get towards that Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday time frame here. So what I'm going to do for just a second, I'm going to let some people come in. Just taking a look at Facebook right now. Here we're about 230 viewers. Let's go ahead and tag your friends, tag your family. Let's get everybody in here, guys. And then I'm going to go over all the information here. So I hope everybody's having a good day across the board. Very cold start to us here in Arkansas this morning. Temperatures right now are coming in near 70 degrees already, and we're going to be near 80 by the time we get towards tomorrow here. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to come in. I know Facebook kind of sends the notification kind of late, but just making sure everybody can tune in and watch this video at this point here, guys. Okay, so be sure to tag your family and friends in this video, guys. I really do appreciate y'all. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, a lot to talk about as we get towards early next week here, especially on Wednesday here, guys. So to start this off, okay, I think we got a good amount of people in here right now. Just continue to tag your family and friends in at this point here, and I'm going to get to questions in just a second as well. Once I go over the breakdown, I'm going to answer a lot of questions here. So if you know anyone with questions, etc., send them to this live stream, guys. I know there's been a lot of people asking about what's happening as we get towards this upcoming week here. Okay, so I'm going to break down each risk. Right now we're starting off with Monday, and Monday is kind of unique. We have a slight risk in place, but there's a hatched area that goes from Fayetteville to Clinton to Little Rock down towards Texarkana at this point here. Now, this hatched area is going to go for the potential of seeing significant large hail as we get towards Monday afternoon to Monday evening. I'm going to go over timing with this, but mainly the timing is going to be after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's going to be kind of the difference maker with this event versus the last couple events we've had here in Arkansas, where we've had the overnight or we've had first thing in the morning. This one's going to be during the afternoon. This one's going to be coming in mainly after 3 o'clock on Monday here. So just kind of keep that in mind. Monday's risk is going to be kind of more isolated in nature, but still don't sleep on, because we do have a hatched area for the potential of seeing significant large hail. A couple of tornadoes will be possible, along with, as I mentioned before, large to even in some cases very large hail, and then a damaging wind potential as we get towards your Monday time frame. Look for timing to start at 3 o'clock. Tomorrow, once we get a better idea on localized timing, we'll start rolling out the timing maps here, guys. But that is Monday's risk here, okay? So here's Tuesday's risk at this point here, okay? So slight risk for much of Arkansas at this point. That's from Newport to Stuttgart down to just east of Kent, across it. Much of central, much of western Arkansas at this point. Once again, this risk is going to start after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, okay? So keep in mind, throughout much of the day on Tuesday, you're going to be relatively dry here and across the natural state. It's going to be very, very, very dry across the board for much of the day on Tuesday. And then 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you get into the afternoon and evening hours. That's what's going to start showing up at this point, okay? So this is Tuesday's risk. You're looking at the potential couple of tornadoes, large hail, and also the damaging wind potential here, guys. I'm getting new information to the Weather Center at this point here regarding tomorrow's risk, actually. So bear me for just a bit. I'm going to go check into that real quickly here, guys. But take a look at that map here. That's for Tuesday's risk at this time here. I believe what has happened with, there's a slight risk. In fact, it's up there in Missouri here, but the marginal risk does go for northwestern Arkansas for tomorrow here, for mainly potential large hail and wind at this point here. So that slight risk is now in effect up there in southern Missouri here. I'll go over that here in just a second. But this is for Tuesday that you're looking at here. So this is from Pocahontas down to Stuttgart, down across at points west from there. Much of western and central Arkansas in threat for the potential of seeing severe weather. A couple of tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds as we get towards Tuesday. Do not be shocked, especially for our folks in western Arkansas, that you guys may see an enhanced risk out there. It just depends on what happens with the initiation, when does the storm start rolling in, etc. But mainly look for after that 3 o'clock time frame across the board here. You do not want this coming in during the afternoon. I know there's a lot of people that are tired of this coming in during the overnight, but honestly with you guys, I would rather for this to be coming in during the overnight versus during the afternoon, because during the overnight it lowers your severe threat. During the afternoon it increases your severe threat. It heightens the severe threat even further at this point, okay? And then Wednesday, the behemoth, the big day for us here in Arkansas. Okay, we have the enhanced risk for basically the entire state of Arkansas at this point, except for far northwestern Arkansas. This is the day that I need you guys to be paying attention to and being prepared for. This day has the potential of being a really big event for us here in Arkansas, okay? And this is me being as serious as physically possible, guys, okay? This is going to start, timing is going to be a little bit earlier, just a little bit earlier on Wednesday. We're talking a little bit after 12, especially over there in western Arkansas. But for much of the natural state, kind of look for that 2-3 o'clock time frame and beyond at that point. As I said before, the potential of significant severe weather is on the table for much of Arkansas here. And I've had a lot of questions about this. Is this going to get bumped up to a higher risk? At this point, with it being day 4 and day 8, this is the highest risk you're going to get until we get to day 3. And 9 times out of 10, whenever you have an enhanced risk, day 4, day 5, 9 times out of 10, with that day 3 ends up being a moderate risk at that point, okay? So we're going to watch trends over the next day or so, but this is going to be the biggest day for us here in Arkansas, okay? I need everybody to be prepared. I need everybody to stay with us for updates, okay? Tornadoes, large to very large hail, and the potential damaging winds is on the table for Wednesday. Wednesday has that potential of being a significant event for us here in Arkansas at this time here, okay? So I've gone over all 3 of those days. Now I'm going to start tackling questions here, okay? And then while I'm tackling questions, I'm going to go over computer model guidance as well here, okay? So this is for tomorrow, by the way. I wanted to show you guys this real fast. Marginal risk up here, northwestern Arkansas. You now have a slight risk up here in Missouri, and I believe that slight risk is mainly wind and hail driven at this point. This is kind of, I know it looks like a goldfish, by the way. It's really low in threat for tomorrow here, but this is going to get the start of the ball right here across this area, okay? So I'm going to answer some questions at this point. Courtney, do you think Monday and Tuesday's risk will be moved to an enhanced risk as we get closer? Monday is going to be very debatable on what happens with the storm initiation. I would look for it more Tuesday versus Monday. Now, I want to talk about that as well here, okay? So do not look for the higher threat for severe weather to take this seriously, okay? I know a lot of people see the marginals and the slight risk, and they're like, it's nothing going to happen. I'm waiting for the enhanced plus. Don't wait for those higher risks. Got to take this severe threat very seriously, even if you're in a slight risk area, because you can still see severe weather across those boards as well. This is going to be a very high impacting system across our area, guys, and we haven't seen a system like this in quite some time at this point. And I'm not trying to create panic or fear or anything like that. I just want you guys to be aware of what's coming our way as we get towards Monday, Tuesday, and that Wednesday time frame here. Okay, Jared, great question. Will this be a significant 2014 event? Now, I've had a lot of people compare this event to the 2014's event. This one, right now, is still a little bit too early to be determined. Right now, I would say the trough, the base on the system itself, is a very strong system that we're dealing with. Negatively tilted trough, a lot of instability to work with. I don't want to compare it to that. Okay, I don't want to compare it to the 2014 because there's a lot of people that were impacted with that 2014 system here. I don't want to sit here and compare the two right now. Every system is completely different in its own way. So we still have time to see what's going to happen with that, but I do not like how the system is negatively tilted. Very strong system, and there's a lot of instability to work with this one as we get towards this time frame here. Okay, so let me see here, going over questions here. Leah, great question. Will these be fast moving storms or will they be slow moving? They're going to be, some of them are going to be really quick. The storm motions over the next couple of days, especially Monday and Tuesday, are not going to be that fast here, because what's going on is the system is trying to push east, and you got a ridge that is centered to the east of us, and it's trying to go east, but it can't because it's hitting the ridge. So it's going to slow down your storm motion. So it's not going to be the 60, 70 mile per hour storms that you're going to be seeing. The storm motions are going to be kind of relaxed with this one. It's going to be more of a 30 to 40 mile per hour move with these storms instead of the 60s, 70s that we've been seeing over the last couple of events here. So will this be a possible PDS event here? I think it's a little too early to start talking about that type of wording. Right now, I would say, based off that we have an enhanced risk, day 5, it is very concerning. We will have to wait and see what happens over the next day or two to kind of start talking more and more about it. But I would say for Wednesday, the potential of a severe outbreak is on the table. It's on the table at this point. We still have a day or two to kind of mitigate that risk, see what happens and stuff like that. But it is definitely on the table as we get towards that Wednesday time frame here. And as before, don't sleep on the Monday and Tuesday's risk either, guys, because it's definitely on the table here. I know it's kind of a wait and see here. As a matter of fact, this is a Euro for Monday's event here, and you can see what's going on with these showers, thunderstorms that develop. It's really wanting to break that cap as we get towards Monday afternoon and Monday evening, and with the environment that's in place, this is going to be supportive for the potential of seeing severe weather as we get towards that Monday time frame here. And then you can even take this out to Tuesday's event, and you can see same time frame. Look at it, after 3 p.m. is when they're going to start moving into Arkansas at this point here. We're going to be in prime setup for the potential of seeing severe weather here. Now, I'm getting a lot of city and county questions as well. Everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's in the same boat for the potential of seeing severe weather. No one's going to get missed or anything like that. It's not going to favor one part of the state, etc. Everybody's in the same boat for this, guys. Nobody's going to get missed or anything like that. Most, if not all, of Arkansas will see at least some severe weather as we get towards the next 3 to 4 days, guys. So I need you guys to be prepared for that. No matter where you are in the natural state, have a plan ready to go over the next couple of days here. So for starting tomorrow up there in northwestern Arkansas, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, everybody's in the same boat. Everybody's in the same boat with this one, okay? Let me see here. Okay, are we still taking a big hail threat in central Arkansas? Yes, on Monday particularly. I think you guys, I saw that I put this at the beginning of the live stream here, but there's a hatched area for the potential of seeing significant large hail as we get towards Monday here. Monday is going to be one of those days that you're going to have to watch very closely for that cap to break and stuff like that. And those storms are going to be very, very low precip on Monday, okay? They're going to be low top, supercells are going to get going. Very large hail, the damaging wind potential. I would say on Monday particularly, I'll say the hail and tornado threat kind of overweigh the damaging wind threat, because the cells are going to be so scattered in nature. They're not going to be a line of storms coming through or anything like that. These are going to be supercells. They're going to be cells that are going to be kind of scattered in nature. So those will be the ones you'd have to watch for the tornado and the hail potential versus the damaging wind potential as we get towards that Monday time frame, and also Tuesday as well, and even in the Wednesday here at this point here. So James, great question. That's the main reason why we have that big severe event on Wednesday, is because this system is not moving quick. It's a very slow moving system coming out from the west. If this system was as progressive as last systems, we wouldn't be talking about a lot of severe weather. But this one is running into a southeast ridge, it's running into a brick wall, and it's moving very, very slowly. So that basically means all that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, all that instability is able to come in, and we're able to set the stage for the potential of seeing severe weather. It could be potentially significant severe weather across the board here. Benton, same thing for you guys said before. Everybody's in the same boat. Nobody is getting skipped or anything like that. Everybody's going to be in the same boat at this point. Kimberly, great question. These storms are going to be moving northeast. They're going to be moving from southwest to northeast, because your flow, and I can draw this out if I can find my pen, your flow is going to be from the southwest northeast, because you have a negative flow over Arkansas. So your storms are going to be from northeast Texas, eastern Oklahoma, moving east northeast, actually east northeast, very, very slowly, about 35 to 40 miles per hour. It's not going to be the 60, 70 mile per hour movers, but definitely a east and northeast moving with these storms here. Okay, I'm going to draw this out so you guys can see. So negative tilted trough like this, your storms are going to be moving like this, okay, from southwest to northeast. Instead of east to west to east, excuse me, they're going to be moving from southwest to northeast at this point. I really hope that answered that question here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, let me see. Okay, so will the rain on Tuesday? So here's the thing. I've had a lot of people ask me about this. So basically, what's going on? I'm gonna show you this real quick with the. Let's take the Euro for example. Okay, let's go over to the 0 scene, and we'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this is gonna be one of those events that even if you see rain on Tuesday, it's not going to matter, because here's what's going on. Okay, so after Tuesday's event, let's take a look. This is Tuesday night, by the way. Okay, 300, 500, maybe as high as 800 instability across the board. Not a lot. Okay, look what happens as we get towards Wednesday. Okay, you're getting, what's going on is you're getting a steady stream from the Gulf of Mexico. So even if you see storms, even if you see rainfall, your atmosphere is going to become more unstable after the fact, just because you still have all that impeded instability coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. So this is going to be one of those events that it's going to be a rinse and wash event. It's going to be a repeat over and over again. Some areas may see severe weather multiple times over the next couple of days here. You may see a severe thunderstorm come through, you're thinking you're done, and then another severe thunderstorm comes through. It's going to be multiple rounds of severe thunderstorms across the board here. It's not going to be just one round and it's all done. It's going to be in all multiple rounds across the board here until we get this to push through, and that's Wednesday night, by the way. Until that pushes through with the front, your severe threat's still going to be there with this, okay? So this is going to be something that we're going to have to watch. Now, what's going to happen during the overnight hours, the thunderstorms are going to kind of relax because you lose the instability, you lose your daytime heating. But during the afternoon and during the evening, especially during the next 3 to 4 days, that's where you're going to have to watch for that potential here, okay? So, yeah, Thursday's definitely going to be an all clear. I think we should be good to go. There was some concern that this was going to last into Thursday, but I think computer model guides came into a better agreement that this should be out of here by the time we get towards your Thursday time frame here, okay? So, let me see here. Okay, any chance can this speed up? No, that's going to be a big no. And the only reason why is because you have a ridge across the board. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom this out and show you guys this. So that's 925, that's 500. Okay, let me show you guys this. And this is going to look a little scary, but I'm going to talk you guys through it. I'm going to kind of break this down so you guys can kind of understand what's going on here. So this is not going to slow down. I don't think this is going to slow down by much here. I'm going to see if I can go to the United States so you guys can get a better view here. Guys, I do appreciate y'all for tagging y'all friends and family here. I said before, I know Facebook doesn't send a notification out to everybody, so a lot of people are not seeing this live stream. I really need you guys to tag your friends, tag your family. That way they're not missing, because I don't know why, but Facebook, for some reason, the notifications doesn't get sent out to everybody, so they end up missing a live stream, and they're like, what live stream? So that's the thing here, but I'm going to show you guys the reason why here. First of all, you go Euro, outbreak. That's the only way I can put it at this point here. Very, very strong negatively tilted trough at this time here, guys. This is something you do not want to see here in Arkansas. But more of the story here is you have a ridge that is centered over the southeast at this point. Okay, this ridge is acting like a brick wall. It's basically systems trying to come in, and the ridge has its hand out just like this, and it's holding the system at place until that ridge collapses, and that happens late Wednesday into Thursday. This system is not going to move much. As a matter of fact, you can see what happens is your system is trying to go around that ridge, okay, and it ends up going neutral just because it's trying to go around a ridge. It's trying to go around a brick wall that is that ridge here, and it ends up forcing this system, instead of going due east, it actually forces it due north because of the system here, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind here with this system, guys. It's a powerhouse. It's something that we're going to have to watch here, but boy, if the Euro verifies, it's going to be a long day for us here on Wednesday here, guys, okay? First of all, we don't do torcons or anything like that. That's strictly the Weather Channel here, but we don't do torcons here. So, okay, so Matt, that's a great question here. I don't see the big number, the 1500 here. The problem is, I'm going to back this up. Okay, so this is going to be Wednesday afternoon. Okay, the problem is you have this 1500 combined with this amount of shear and this amount of lift in the atmosphere is more than enough for severe weather. I mean, even if you had 500, you would still see severe weather out of this. So with this negatively tilted trough, 1500 is more than enough for seeing significant severe weather across the board. As a matter of fact, if you go Euro, I believe, I think before it had about 2,000 actually. Yeah, so about 1,500 to 2,000 at this point here. And keep in mind that this is the European model, by the way. It's a global. It's not going to hit this right on the nail, but definitely something you have to watch. And you can see, just because of your system, your instability coming out of the Gulf of Mexico goes due north. It goes into Minnesota, and even in some cases go into southern Canada. This just shows you how powerful this system is, guys. And fortunately for our folks in the southeast, I know they've had a lot of severe weather. They're not going to see much out of this because of the ridging. But still, I'd be very, very concerned if you're from Arkansas, Louisiana, points west at this point, guys. Very, very strong system that we're going to be dealing with at this point here. Okay, so how's Tuesday looking for travel? Tuesday at this point here is going to be mainly after 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. Okay, these thunderstorms are going to be coming through. I know everybody's kind of expecting this to be a line of storms coming through, etc. These are going to be supercell storms that are going to come through. I'm going to show you the Euro for just a second here to give you guys a view of what we're going to be expecting as we get towards this time frame. Okay, so this is the Euro for just a bit. Okay, let me go back here to Sunday real quickly here. Okay, so this is Monday, by the way. All right, and notice something throughout the overnight in the early morning hours, very, very quiet, very, very quiet. And then look what happens during the afternoon. Okay, during the afternoon, those storms really start getting going. Okay, and then look what happens. Okay, Wednesday morning, you're still in with some storms in eastern Arkansas, and then they're going to start going up in western, and then they move through as we get towards Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. Okay, so these storms, they're going to be during the afternoon and during the evening hours. They're not going to be first thing in the morning or an overnight, or it's not going to be a big line that's going to push through. These are going to be supercell storms, basically the scattered storms that you're going to be seeing. These are not going to be like a line that's going to push through. It's going to be scattered cells that you're going to be seeing, especially for the next 2 to 3 days. Wednesday, I would say Wednesday afternoon with the cold front coming in, you will have those cells popping up first thing, and then what's going to happen is the front's going to catch up and it's going to force a line through at this point. So you'll get a tornado threat, a very large hail threat, and then you'll get a damaging wind threat to kind of go behind for Wednesday here. So Monday, as a matter of fact, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because you do have a low-end threat up there in northwestern Arkansas for tomorrow here. So technically, you have 4 days of severe weather that you have to watch, but the majority should be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday across this area here. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. It's before here. I do appreciate y'all for listening to this live stream here. Okay, so Tony, basically what you're looking at here, these are the lightning detector. Basically, this is where your storms are going to be. Okay, where you see the pinks and the whites, that means there's a crazy ton of lightning. Basically, what that means, there's a cell nearby, a supercell nearby. So that means that's what you're going to have to watch for that time frame. Okay, so let's back this up. Okay, so let's go to Monday afternoon for just a second. By the way, Monday afternoon, if you're going to be out chasing Monday afternoon, it's going to be those low precipitation supercells on Monday, because we'll be just getting our moisture back at this point. Okay, so you can see Monday afternoon, a lot of strong thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms across this board. That's central down in southwestern Arkansas at this point. There's a reason why there's a hatched area on Monday. And then look what happens Monday night and Tuesday. Quiet. Okay, those storms, they move and they're out. So Monday night and Tuesday, pretty quiet across the board. And then what's going to happen Tuesday afternoon? The dry line, more thunderstorms are going to initiate on the dry line, and then that's where you're going to start seeing the supercells will start getting going Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. Okay, Eastern Arkansas, you deal with it Wednesday morning a little bit, and then by the time we get towards Wednesday afternoon, more of the same, guys. So rinse and repeat over the next couple of days here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so could this shift more into Eastern Arkansas Wednesday, seeing the worst of the system? Debatable. Very, very debatable at this point here. I think the Euro may be just a tad bit too fast for Wednesday. What's going on here, so before you have your ridging to the east, and the ridging itself is going to take a very long time to break down. So what's going to happen is, let's go over to this. I can show you this. This will be a little bit of a better example of what I'm talking about. Okay, so you have a dry line that's here, and you have a cold front, and you have an area flow pressure over here. Okay, so this is Wednesday afternoon. This is the reason why I'm saying the Euro may be a little bit too fast with the storms. There's your dry line just now coming into western Arkansas by the time you get towards Wednesday afternoon. Look at your dew points. Upper 60s, low 70s. You have a very primed environment for severe weather down here on Wednesday. There's a reason why there's a 30% already in place for Arkansas as we get towards Wednesday, guys. So very, very long day expected. Like I said before, a lot of concern going into that Wednesday time frame here. But then look at this, guys. Your cold front doesn't push through Arkansas until late Wednesday and early Thursday morning. And that means you will have to deal with severe weather from probably noon on Wednesday all the way till, I would say, front pushes through probably all the way till the late evening hours on Wednesday, going into the beginning of the overnight hours when the front of boundary is actually pushing through the area. Okay, so that's something you have to watch. Also, I know a lot of people are asking about the flooding threat. That's a good question. We can take a look at that actually. So this is the European model, by the way. I know I'm heavily relying on Euro, but I think it's doing a really good job. Breaking down this system. GFS has kind of been scatterbrained over the last couple of days here, but this is a rainfall, by the way. Not a lot of rainfall with this, about 1 to 2 inches of rain. You may get lucky to see a 3-inch down there in southern Arkansas here, but not a lot of rain is expected with this system, guys. Even though it's slow moving, these storms are going to be scattered in nature, so some areas won't see rainfall until Wednesday when the majority of the system begins to jet out into the natural state here at this point here. Okay, so yeah, dew points have a big role in terms of severe weather here, and I always here's the thing, and that's the reason why I don't really go off a global for radar, because here's your problem. So the Euro has storms over here, correct? Your forcing is still back out here towards the west, so that means your storms over here, instead of being in Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, they would be here in Arkansas closer to your forcing. Okay, and then what happens is throughout the afternoon hours on Wednesday, the draw line will begin to move into Arkansas as we get towards Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and then by the time this is over, said and done, it gets past Wednesday night and early Thursday morning here, and then we'd have to watch and wait and see what happens with Easter. But right now, Easter is just kind of back burner right now until we get past this event here. So yeah, I know a lot of people are not getting notifications for the live stream. I can tell by the viewers. Just be sure, just tag everybody in the live stream, guys. I'm not sure what's going on with it. We also have a live stream up on our YouTube as well, so just kind of keep that in mind here, guys. But if you know anybody that needs this information, tag them. Okay, I'm gonna be on live stream for probably another 10 to 20 minutes here. So if y'all have any more questions, please let me know here. This is the reason why I'm here right now here. So how far can I look out? NAM only goes out to, I believe, Tuesday, I want to say. It only goes out, yeah, I think it only goes out to Tuesday. This is Tuesday afternoon at this point here. I mean, take a look at this. This is instability, by the way. A lot of instability across the board. I mean, there it is right there. Back out towards the west, 2,000 to 3,000. Now we're moving our way as we get towards Wednesday. But this is Tuesday, by the way. This is more than enough. I know these looks like low values, guys, but this is more than enough compared to the shear that we're going to have in place across the board. Okay, so let's see here. Tuesday, 11 o'clock. You should be fine during the morning hours. This is the thing I'm talking about, guys. On Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you should be fine during the morning. This is not going to be something that's going to be an overnight event or a first thing in the morning event or anything like that. This is going to be, I know it's rare here in Arkansas. We haven't seen an event like this in God knows how long, but this is one of those events that's going to be an afternoon and into the evening threat. Okay, this is not going to be an overnight or a first thing in the morning threat. So if you have any plans first thing in the morning, be weather aware. But you should, at this point, you should be good to go here. Majority of your storms will be from that 2, 3 o'clock time frame thereon, just because we have to wait for daytime heating to come in, etc. At this point here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so yeah, I know we don't need a lot of rainfall with this, guys, and I don't think we're going to see a crazy ton. I think it's going to be mainly an inch. You may see, especially with some of those line segments that we may have in place, we may see a 2 to 3 inch rainfall amount, but nothing serious at this point here. One of my forecasters, if y'all are on the page right now, make a post on the page and try to get some people in this live stream, because I know Facebook's not sending the notifications out to everybody, so I'm really hoping everybody can kind of tune in to this live stream at this point here. Okay, so I'm in Jacksonville near the base. How's Monday looking? Right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Those are when the storms are going to really start getting going by the time we get towards that 3 o'clock time frame on Monday here. Monday is going to be mainly a very large hail threat and a tornado threat. The damaging wind threat on Monday looks very low just because of the scattered nature of the storms. Okay, so I would say more of a tornado hail threat on Monday versus a damaging wind threat at this point here. Just had something we'll just have to keep an eye on here at this point here. Okay, Barbara, I do fully appreciate that comment here, guys. I know, yeah, we've been talking about it over the last week or so. I know there's been times that people weren't listening and stuff like that. I really do appreciate that comment so much, guys. And this is something that we're going to do. I mean, even if it's a week out and no one's listening, we're still going to talk about it, guys, because I know there's somebody out there that's listening. Somebody is out there that's taking this seriously, guys. So we're going to continue to do this, even if it's a week out, week and a half out, stuff like that. We've been talking about this for, I think, since early last week, I believe, or something like that, even before that, I believe, because we were talking about how the severe threat was going to increase during this time frame here. So I really do appreciate y'all for that comment. Okay, so when should it start for the southeastern part of the state? It's going to be, I said before, it's going to be during the afternoon and the evening hours here. And the one thing I want to stress over the next 3 days here, because I know the entire state is basically at risk for seeing severe weather. Monday and Tuesday particularly. Wednesday is going to be more widespread. And Wednesday is the reason why I'm more concerned about it. But Monday and Tuesday particularly, those days are going to be isolated. Some people in the state on Monday and Tuesday may not even see a storm on those 2 days. Okay, even though you may be in a risk for severe weather, you may not even see a storm because they're going to be so scattered in nature. They're going to be all over the place at this point here on Monday and Tuesday. So just kind of keep that in mind for that time frame here. I think the more widespread severe weather for the entire state is going to be more Wednesday when your system finally gets out of the area. But Monday and Tuesday right now it's going to be more scattered. That's why I'm really worried about that tornado and hail threat for Monday and Tuesday at this point. And it's still there for Wednesday, by the way, don't get me wrong. But Monday and Tuesday, you're going to have those supercells kind of all over the place. So you may not see a storm, while some areas may see a supercell go through or something like that. So just kind of keep that in mind over the next day or so. Okay, so let me see here. I do appreciate, I appreciate y'all for taking this seriously at this point here, guys. Tuesday is not an overnight threat. I'm gonna make this crystal clear at this point, guys. Tuesday is not an overnight threat. There's no overnight threats with this, guys. Okay, there may be some storms coming in throughout the overnight hours, but it is not an overnight threat. This is going to be an afternoon and into the evening hours at this point. Okay, as I said before, I do appreciate y'all for tuning in and stuff like that. I don't know why the live stream, there wasn't a lot of people on the live, etc., which is perfectly okay. As long as everybody's still getting our information, it's perfectly fine. But this will not be an overnight threat. Okay, this is going to be an afternoon and it's an evening hour threat here. This is the reason why we're so concerned about severe weather, is because it's coming in during the prime daytime heating here. I know we've had overnight events, etc. here in Arkansas. It's been like that. It's been a story over the last couple of days. Not last couple of days, last couple of events here in Arkansas. It's been a constant overnight threat. This one's going to be an afternoon and evening threat. This is a completely different beast that you're dealing with this event here, guys. And I want everybody prepared for it at this point here. So the new Euro, as a matter of fact, new Euro should be coming out here shortly, guys. I do appreciate y'all for staying in this live stream, by the way. All this information is going to be on the page. So if y'all missed this live stream, feel free to check the page, okay? I don't know what's going on with the notification issue, guys, but feel free to check the page here. Now, this is the new Euro that's coming in. This is for Tuesday, by the way, okay? So what's going to happen on Tuesday, we got 2 areas that we're going to have to watch. By the way, if you're in Kansas or in Oklahoma on Tuesday, you got a 30% over there for potential seeing significant severe weather here, okay? So let me back this up for just a second here. We'll go over to, let's go over to this real quick, because I think it may have skipped some hours at this point. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so there it is. There's Tuesday. Okay, so basically what happens is your storms initiate along the dry line over here in Oklahoma, and then they move east. This one Tuesday afternoon, this is going to go into Tuesday evening and then Tuesday night across the state here, and it mainly impacts eastern Arkansas Tuesday night. So if there's one overnight event, it's Tuesday night and it's in eastern Arkansas. Everybody else will be dealing with this like mid to late afternoon and into the evening hours here. So it's something you're just gonna have to watch. And notice something, by the way. Look at the Euro. Very, very scattered in nature. They can sell here, sell there, sell here, sell there. Cluster over here, guys. They're very, very scattered in nature. That's what's concerning me, guys. That's what I'm really worried about as we get towards that Tuesday in the Wednesday time frame here. And so forth. It goes for all 3 of those days. Monday, Tuesday, and then the Wednesday. As a matter of fact, I can back this up just a little bit. Let's see if I can back this up all the way to Sunday at this time here. Give me 1 second. It should be loading up here shortly here. But yeah, there it is on Sunday. Okay, so basically, ooh, there's new Euro for tomorrow. Actually, we're gonna have to watch that. Most of this should stay north of Arkansas at this point for tomorrow. But you can see what it does here. A lot of thunderstorm activity up here in southern Missouri, northeast Oklahoma here. Definitely worthy of a slight risk in those areas here. And then you can see what happens on Monday. Okay, there's Monday afternoon here. Look at there. I mean, a lot of strong thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm activity Monday afternoon, Monday evening. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be straightforward with you guys. This trend continues. Don't be shocked. We get a 30% for just because of the Monday time frame. I mean, you may see that just right out of the gate, just because of the fact that you got a lot of strong severe thunderstorm activity across the board. You're gonna have a boundary in your place. Dry line's gonna be starting to get going out there. Monday could be a very sneaky day for us here in Arkansas at this point here. So will it be an overnight in eastern Arkansas? I say Tuesday night, and that'll probably be the only time you have to watch it. We'll have to watch and see what happens with that, but I think this is going to be primarily afternoon and the evening going into the overnight hours. Okay, this is not going to be an overnight statewide event. This is going to be like an afternoon, evening going into the overnight hours, and then it should be out of here by this point here. Okay, so it's a gorgeous day. People are out enjoying it. That's what's up. I understand that. And so far, I know a lot of people kind of they're going to tune into this live stream kind of later on, which is perfectly okay. And we do have information on the page. So if y'all missed this live stream by any chance, feel free to check out the page, guys. We got a graphic on the page here that talks about this risk as well. And I'm going to post the breakdown, basically what I showed you guys at the beginning of the live stream. I'm going to post that at the beginning of, on the page as well as soon as this live stream is over at this point. Okay, so I do appreciate y'all for what's going on here. Okay, so the Roku app, that one is being upgraded at this point. I'm going to attempt to try to have it back up and running for this upcoming event that's coming up this week. I'm going to try my best, guys, but right now it's going through a lot of upgrades at this point here. But I may try to bring it back just to have for this event, and then it may go away for a while for another upgrade and stuff like that here. Okay, so let me see here. If y'all have any more questions, please let me know. Let me see here. Okay, so as for Wednesday, will it be more tornadoes or straight line winds? It's going to be a combination of both on Wednesday. My concern, especially if you go with the Euro, I don't know if it's going to let me go out that far, especially with the 12Z just yet. But my concern with the Euro is, first of all, this. Okay, this is Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. And what's going to happen with this, especially if it ends up being supercell in nature, it's going to leave boundaries in place. Basically, what we call outflow boundaries. And what's going to happen is your system is finally going to jet out to the east. It's finally going to come out on Wednesday. And what's going to happen is it's going to run to those boundaries, and you may see a localized higher tornado threat along that. Okay, so let's take this for example. Okay, so there's Euro for Wednesday. All right, my concern is this. You may have a prefrontal supercell round through Arkansas on Wednesday, and then what happens is with the front coming in, you may have an additional round just because there's so much instability in place. You may have a second round of supercells or a line come through Wednesday evening and a Wednesday night, and that would force the damaging wind threat. So you would have a tornado threat beginning, and tornado and hail threat beginning, going to a damaging wind threat at the end here. I think what's going to happen on Wednesday is going to be a combination of basically everything. You have the tornado threat, the large hail threat, the very large hail threat, and then you have the damaging wind threat as we get towards your Wednesday time frame here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, like I said before, y'all have any more questions, please let me know. I'm going to try to stay on here just a little bit longer. Trying to get to everybody's questioning, because I know there was a lot in the post earlier on this morning and we couldn't be able to get to everybody, so that's why we did this live stream today. That way you guys can see what's going on here kind of in real time. Gina, and I said, I don't want to take credit in terms about, telling you guys first thing or anything like that. It's nothing like that. It's just we do this early for a reason, because with severe weather, I don't think anybody wants to get blindsided with severe weather. I don't think anybody wants us to come to you guys on Sunday and say, hey, significant severe weather is possible tomorrow, prepare now. I'd rather for you guys to be prepared even if it's a week out. That way you at least have an idea on what to expect across the board. Kim, for some reason, and yeah, I saw that, for some reason YouTube notification goes out faster than Facebook. It's weird. It's an algorithm thing. I don't know, but Facebook is very weird for some reason. I don't know why it keeps doing this, but let me see here. If you got, thank you for that, by the way, for that comment. Yeah, if you go to YouTube and you subscribe, there's going to be a bell right next to it, and you go to all notifications. Whenever we go live, you'll see the notification. I mean, it pops up instantly. Facebook, I don't even get the notification sometimes. It's weird. It's an algorithm thing. I have no idea what's going on with that here. I saw that one comment about getting the lawn chair and the wine coolers ready for this, guys. That's great. That's great. You gotta have a little bit of sense of humor with this, guys. And so forth. I don't want to create panic or anything like that. I don't want to instill fear or anything like that, guys. I just want you guys to be prepared for it, because this event is completely different from what we've seen here in Arkansas for some time. We haven't seen an event like this, especially coming in during the afternoon, firstly, in quite a while here. Okay, Craig, I've had a lot of people ask me about that. The one thing about PDS is we don't see that wording until it's at least probably day one. You may, on some rare occasions, on some very rare occasions, you may see it on day 2 or day 3 or something like that. Okay, you may see it on very rare occasions at that point, especially if we're expecting a major outbreak. But 9 times out of 10, whatever that wording, it's normally day 1. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. That wording hasn't been used none this year. I mean, we've had outbreaks in the southeast. You've had outbreaks across Texas. They haven't used the PDS wording at all this year. Okay, so they're making it very, very rare to get that type of wording. In this event, based off everything I've seen, I don't think there's any way around of that potential at this point here, guys. So it's just something that we're just gonna have to watch. I'm fixing to get off of here just a second here, but I do appreciate all the comments I have at this point here, okay? And yeah, and also that's a great point. This will not be our last live stream as well here, guys. We will have one tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be here on Monday, so you don't have to worry about on that. But don't have to worry about this being the last live stream, guys, okay? And if you don't see the live stream, you don't get the notification, that's perfectly okay. At least you guys are seeing the graphics. At least you guys are seeing the stuff that's going on the page, okay? So if you see that, that's the most important thing to me, okay? If you don't tune into the live stream, that's perfectly fine, but as long as you see the graphic and you're sharing the graphic, that's perfectly okay with me, guys, okay? So, as a matter of fact, I don't want to say 3-day. I want to say 4, because you have a marginal risk northwestern Arkansas. It's a low threat, but I want to say 4. I want to say you're going to be dealing with this 4 days instead of 3 days. It's just the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is more significant versus tomorrow's risk. Tomorrow's risk is kind of starting the game, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you end the game. So let me see here. Okay, so and so forth. I don't like throwing that PDS wording, guys. Okay, I know everybody's really worried about that, but I'm gonna tell you something. We have not had that wording all year long. Okay, they have not used that wording all year long. It's very, very rare to get that type of wording at this point. Okay, you can see it with warnings and stuff like that, but they haven't thrown it in any kind of watches or any advisors or anything like that. Okay, the main thing that I want to stress to you guys is the outbreak potential is on the table for Wednesday. It's definitely on the table at this point. Also, one thing I'm noticing is the more I'm trying to get off of here, the more people are coming in. It's Facebook. It's like whenever you get off the live stream, everybody comes in after the live stream is over, because it sends notification out late. So for some reason it does that. I don't know why. Facebook is just weird at this point. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely the big deal, guys. It's nothing to sneeze at. Monday and Tuesday, as a matter of fact. So for Monday, I'm keeping an eye out. Monday's got my attention at this point here. It could be a very, very sneaky day for us here in Arkansas. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the high risk NAM for just a second here. I don't know if it's gonna let me do it here. It's 60 hours out here. Okay, so basically what you're looking at is the amount of shear in place here, and this is on Monday, by the way. This is why I'm saying Monday may end up being an enhanced risk, primarily probably in this area. because you're going to see still start developing here. So this is by the way, this is the tornado potential. This is the significant tornado potential on Monday at this point here, guys. And this is why so forth. This is what I'm worried about as we get towards Monday here. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at this at this point here. Okay, so I believe it's kind of capped off. Yeah, it's capped off for Monday. It's when if you go with the NAM. But we could take a look at the composite reflectivity at this point here. So it doesn't have much right now, which is perfectly understandable. With it being this long in range, it doesn't really show anything until you get about 24 to 36 hours out, and that's when it's going to start showing those cells here. But definitely a prime atmosphere in place as we get towards Monday here. So Monday is going to be one of those patient days that you're going to have to wait and see on what happens, if the cap can break, etc. But the one thing I want to stress for Monday is you have the environment placed. It's ready to go for Monday here. As you can see, about 1,500 to 2,000 instability in place. There's a boundary right there on Monday, so Monday could easily be a very sneaky day for us here in a natural state. But I would say Tuesday and Wednesday is going to be more prime, but Sunday and Monday I wouldn't sleep on at this point here. Okay, and I said before, guys, I know everybody's trying to throw that PDS wording out. Don't focus on the PDS wording right now. That's the one thing I want to stress to you guys. Don't focus on it. And just don't focus on it at this point. Focus on the fact that you have a severe threat on the table. You have that on the table and you need to prepare for it. Don't focus on the higher risk. Don't focus on the PDS or anything like that as of right now here. Now, Matt, that's a great question. Could this be a comparison to December of last year, that December 10th last year? I was actually talking to a buddy of mine about that. Debatable. Very debatable. I would say Monday particularly kind of throws those vibes because you have to wait for a cap to break and stuff like that and everything like that. I would say if anything kind of rivals that would be on Monday with the cap kind of in place and everything like that. But it's still a debatable issue at this point here. But this system is going to be its own system by itself. It's going to be very hard to try to compare it to other events because it's going to be unique in its own right at this point. So it's something that we will watch. Monday, definitely. So for the boundary in place, your area of low pressure here, dry line beginning to set up across Texas and Oklahoma. Sneaky threat on Monday. So for on Monday, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. I wouldn't be shocked if you see an enhanced risk thrown in for Monday here. Right now, it's a slight risk hatched across western Arkansas, but I wouldn't be shocked if you threw an enhanced risk for the Monday time here. Yeah, and I saw the analogs, by the way, for the Kansas area here, guys. Over there in Kansas, Texas, Oklahoma, etc. Here, it's gonna be a long day for everybody, and it's not just limited to us here in Arkansas. It's gonna be for the entire central and southern plains. This is a very, very big system, big system that you don't want to let your guard down with, guys. It's gonna impact a lot of real estate over the next couple of days here, guys. So I think that's it. In terms of all the questions I'm getting here, guys, I do appreciate y'all for being here. I don't know why Facebook doesn't send the notifications out, but I really do appreciate y'all for tuning in. All the graphics, all the information is going to be on the page as well. Subscribe to our YouTube as well because it sends notification out. So if you missed a live stream, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube, guys, so you don't miss anything. But to answer one last question, it's going to be a very slow-moving system. It's not going to be fast-moving. It's not going to be out of here first thing in the morning or an overnight threat or anything like that. It's going to be out of here slow-moving. It's going to be a gradual trend to the east over a course of 3 days. Let me see here. Okay, so one more question I saw. I'm going to talk about that too. I know everybody's asking about the rainfall potential, and could this react to severe threat? No. That's going to be a big no because you're going to have a steady stream for the Gulf of Mexico over the next 3 days. It's going to be a unimpeded stream from the Gulf. Unless you get storms to develop along the coast for 3 days, which I don't see happening, that will be the only way. But with this one, you get a steady stream of moisture coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. It's not going to cancel out your severe threat. You're going to be dealing with this severe threat for the next 3 days, guys. So I would like for that to happen. That'd be the best case scenario, but I don't see that happening, guys. Okay, I do not see that at this point here. I want everybody to be prepared for severe weather at this point here. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys at this point here. We're going to reiterate this one last time. Okay, so this is Wednesday. Okay, the enhanced risk for much of Arkansas This threat will start mainly after 12 p.m., especially across western Arkansas. The potential of significant severe weather is on the table. Much of Arkansas is in the enhanced risk. Northwest Arkansas in the slight risk. Hazards, tornadoes, very large hail, damaging winds will be on the table as we get towards Wednesday. Northwest Arkansas, you're in a slight risk right now. Keep in mind, even though you're in a lower threat, you will still see significant severe weather up there as well here, okay? This is on Monday. Slight risk, okay? Northwestern Arkansas, western Arkansas, much of the natural state, the hatched area from Fayetteville to Little Rock to Texarkana. Much of western Arkansas, this goes for significant large hail. A couple of tornadoes will be possible as well on Monday as well, along with the damaging wind. But on Monday, I'll be more worried about the tornado and hail threat versus the damaging wind threat, okay? And then on Tuesday, okay, the slight risk goes for much of Arkansas. Same rules apply. Tornadoes, large hail, damaging wind will start after 3 o'clock by the time we get towards Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, okay? Let me see here. Okay, okay, I'm seeing these questions, by the way. I don't know if it's on the live stream or not, but can a slow-moving system have a higher severe impact as it's not instant fast? That's a big yes. That's a very, very big yes across the board, okay? So that's mainly it that I have for you guys at this point here, guys. I do fully appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for tuning into this live stream, okay? Stay with us over the next couple of days, and we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.